G'day crew, I'm Oscar Pelazon and welcome to another episode of Tube Time Tuesday. Well, I'm out of the office today. I'm back down the beach at Trig Point at the Restaurants Bank. Not a lot going on there, but it's great to be back out in some sunshine after the last 3 or 4 weeks of just torrential rain. Very un-WA, very not like Perth. And so I thought I'd get out, back in the open air, back in this boardroom, not necessarily out in the water, but in the boardroom, share some more business wisdom with you. And today, I want to talk to you about a topic that popped up for me when I was having a chat with a potential client. And you've probably heard this advice before. You should put your prices up. And yep, in most cases, it's pretty good advice. You know, a 5 or a 10% bump in your price is unlikely to dent demand. But here's the reality. In today's climate, those small price increases are going to be gone before you can blink. Rising costs, wage pressures, inflation, they all eat into that extra margin. They eat it up alive. And suddenly, within 6 months, you're right back where you started. And now your clients are complaining about having to pay more. So the question isn't, should I put my prices up? The question is, how do I put my prices up in a way that gives me a meaningful increase in profit? Instead of going from $150 an hour to $160, how do I confidently go to $300 an hour? And that scares the living bejesus out of most small business owners. And here's where a lot of business owners get stuck. They either try to jump straight to that price and get smacked in the face by the market, or they keep nudging prices up without ever changing the way that they're positioned. Both approaches fail. And here's a reality check. You can't drastically increase your prices while offering the same value proposition you always had. If all you're doing is adding a zero to your invoice without changing the client's experience, their perceived outcomes, or the results you deliver, the market is going to reject it. You can't significantly increase your prices overnight. You have to reposition your business in the market first. That is, clearly redefine your value, sharpen your offer, and target the right clients so that the higher price feels justified and even expected. This is why it's not just a pricing conversation. It's actually a positioning conversation. When your positioning is nailed, you're not selling the features or the technical specs of what you're doing, right? You're selling the benefits and the outcomes your clients truly care about. You also know exactly who your ideal clients are, the ones willing and able to pay more. And finally, you know the exact channels to reach them and the message that will resonate with them. Get this right, and the price stops being about what can I get away with and becomes what's the true value of the outcome I deliver. Now, this is part 1 in a series. In part 2 next week, I'm going to share a real life example of how a highly skilled professional who was massively underpricing herself, how I shifted her in positioning and gave her the confidence to charge significantly more. Look forward to seeing you next week for another episode of Tube Time Tuesday. Happy days. You. Sounds great.